Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about a topic that's as old as time itself, trust. Trust is one of the most fragile things in this world. It takes years to build, but just seconds to break. And in this life, you have to be very careful who you place that trust in, because not everyone is who they say they are. There are three types of people you should never trust. And if you can learn to recognize them, you'll save yourself a lot of pain, disappointment, and heartache. The first type is the smooth talker. Oh, they come dressed up nice. They know all the right things to say, and they've got that smile that can light up a room. They make you feel good. They make you feel special. But the moment you turn your back, they're plotting your downfall. They are masters of manipulation, experts at deception. They'll sell you a dream with words that sound like honey, but what they're giving you is poison. Be wary of people who tell you what you want to hear instead of what you need to hear. The truth might hurt, but lies destroy. The second type is the two-faced friend. These are the ones who smile in your face but stab you in the back. They're with you when times are good, but the moment things get rough, they're the first to jump ship. They talk behind your back, spreading rumors, sowing seeds of doubt, all while pretending to be your biggest supporter. They'll drain your energy, take your kindness for weakness, and leave you wondering why you ever let them in. Trust is a two-way street, but with these people, it's a dead end. Pay attention to those who are only there when they can benefit from you. True friends don't walk out when life gets hard, they walk in. Lastly, beware of the promise maker. These are the people who always have big plans and grand promises. They tell you they'll be there for you, that they'll support you, that they'll never leave you hanging. But when it's time to deliver, they're nowhere to be found. They build castles in the air, but they never lay a single brick on the ground. Their words are loud, but their actions are silent. It's easy to get caught up in their enthusiasm, to believe in the vision they paint, but don't be fooled. Actions speak louder than words. Look at what they do, not what they say they'll do. You see, trust isn't something you give away like a free sample. It's earned. It's built through consistency, through integrity, through time. And once you've learned the hard lessons, you get better at identifying these types of people. So when you find yourself surrounded by smooth talkers, two-faced friends, or promise makers, don't be afraid to cut ties. Protect your peace. Guard your circle. Trust is precious, and it belongs in the hands of those who have proven themselves worthy of it. And as you go through life, remember this: not everyone who claps for you is cheering for you. Not everyone who says they have your back is looking out for your best interests. Stay vigilant. Keep your circle small. And trust those who have shown you they deserve it, not just those who say they do. The smooth talker is one of the most deceptive and dangerous types of people you will ever encounter. They are masters of charm, skilled at making you feel special, valued, and understood. These individuals have an uncanny ability to read the room, quickly assess what people want to hear, and deliver it with precision. Their words are sweet, their tone is inviting, and their presence is magnetic. You might feel an instant connection with them, as if they truly understand you in ways that few people do. But make no mistake, their charm is a weapon, and their flattery is a trap. Smooth talkers know how to manipulate emotions and use persuasive language to get what they want. They might flatter you endlessly, complimenting your intelligence, appearance, or achievements. They know how to stroke your ego, and they do it with ease. You feel good around them because they make you feel important. You start believing that they genuinely appreciate you, that they see your worth in ways others don't. But this is where the danger lies. Their compliments and praise are not coming from a place of sincerity. Instead, they are carefully crafted tools designed to lower your guard and make you trust them. These people are experts at creating a facade of authenticity. They'll share stories, offer empathy, and mirror your emotions, making you believe that you are kindred spirits. They might even share personal anecdotes that appear vulnerable, convincing you that they're being real with you. But in reality, these stories are often exaggerated or entirely fabricated. They use these moments to deepen the connection, making you feel like you've known them for years, even if it's only been a short while. This is all part of their strategy to build a rapport quickly and gain your trust. Once a smooth talker has you in their grasp, they start to manipulate situations to their advantage. They might come to you with ideas or schemes that seem mutually beneficial. They're masters at making their plans sound flawless and convincing you that they have everything figured out. You start to buy into their vision, believing that they have your best interests at heart. But underneath their polished words is a self-serving agenda. Their real intention is to use you for their own gain, whether it's to get ahead in their career, secure financial favors, or simply boost their ego. Smooth talkers are often found in various walks of life and business, relationships, friendships, and even within families. They're the ones who make grand promises saying they'll help you out, support you, or take care of things for you. They assure you with a confidence that's hard to resist. However, when the time comes to deliver, they're nowhere to be found. They'll come up with excuses, blame others, or even turn the situation around on you, making it seem like you misunderstood or expected too much from them. What makes smooth talkers particularly dangerous is their ability to blend in. They don't have a specific look or style. They adapt to their environment like chameleons, altering their behavior and language based on the people they're with. In one setting, they might present themselves as the life of the party, full of jokes and laughter, while in another, they might play the role of a sensitive listener, providing a shoulder to cry on. This adaptability makes it incredibly difficult to pin down their true nature. It's only over time, as patterns emerge and their words start to contradict their actions, that the mask begins to slip. Another key characteristic of a smooth talker is their tendency to shift the focus of conversations. They have a knack for making you talk about yourself, your dreams, your fears, and your insecurities. This isn't because they're genuinely interested. It's a tactic to gather information they can use later. The more they know about you, the easier it is for them to manipulate you. They'll remember small details about your life, bringing them up at strategic moments to make you feel seen and understood. It feels like they care, but in reality, they're just collecting ammunition. The warning signs of a smooth talker are subtle but recognizable if you pay attention. They might make too many promises too soon, or their stories might seem just a little too perfect. They often have a way of avoiding direct questions about their own lives, turning the conversation back to you or dodging details. They might have a history of broken promises and failed commitments, leaving a trail of disappointed people in their wake. They thrive on making a strong first impression, banking on the fact that most people won't look too closely beyond their charismatic exterior. It's easy to fall for a smooth talker because they know exactly how to appeal to your emotions. They make you feel special, like you're the only person in the room that matters. But the truth is, you're just one of many who have fallen into their trap. It's only by looking beyond the surface, paying attention to their actions, and not getting swept away by their words that you can protect yourself from their manipulation. Remember, true integrity is shown through consistent actions, not eloquent words. The two-faced friend is a type of person we often encounter without even realizing it at first. They are the ones who seem like they have your back, the ones who smile in your face, laugh at your jokes, and give you that reassuring pat on the back. They make you feel like you're part of their inner circle, like you have a loyal companion who will stand by you through thick and thin. But beneath that friendly exterior lies a different story. Two-faced friends are experts at playing both sides. They are with you when it benefits them, but turn against you the moment things start to go south. A two-faced friend can be incredibly difficult to spot at first because they excel at masking their true intentions. They are great at pretending to care about your well-being, and they know exactly how to blend in with your other close friends. They will agree with you, support you publicly, and even defend you when someone else criticizes you in front of them. But the real danger comes when you're not around. It's then that they reveal their other side. They may gossip about you, spread rumors, or even share your private conversations with others. They might take little jabs at you behind your back, planting seeds of doubt in the minds of mutual friends or colleagues. What makes two-faced friends so dangerous is their ability to create conflict without getting their hands dirty. They might make offhand remarks or suggest things about you to others in a way that seems innocent on the surface. For example, they might say, "I'm really worried about them lately. They seem so stressed. Have you noticed how different they've been acting on the surface? It sounds like concern, but the underlying intention is to sow seeds of doubt." They're subtly turning people against you, making others question your character, and all while maintaining the appearance of a concerned, loyal friend. You might start to notice strange things happening around you. You may find that people you were once close to are now acting distant. You hear about conversations you never had, or you learn that personal details you shared in confidence have become common knowledge. It can be disorienting and frustrating because you don't know where the leak is coming from. This is the handiwork of a two-faced friend. They know how to create division and spread misinformation without ever looking like the culprit. They thrive in chaos and use it to their advantage, enjoying the drama from the sidelines while everyone else is left dealing with the fallout. One of the telltale signs of a two-faced friend is inconsistency in their words and actions. You might notice that they say one thing when they're with you and something entirely different when they're with other people. For instance, they might tell you how much they dislike a certain person only for you to see them laughing and joking with that same person later. This is a red flag. It shows that their loyalty shifts based on convenience and who they think can provide them with the most advantage at the moment. They are constantly trying to play different sides against each other to keep themselves in a position of control. It's also common for two-faced friends to downplay or dismiss your achievements in subtle ways. They might congratulate you to your face, but when they talk to others, they'll say things like, yeah, they got that promotion, but I'm not sure if they were really the best choice. Or they've been doing well, but I think it's just luck. It's not overt criticism, but it's enough to plant doubts in the minds of others. They can't stand seeing you succeed without somehow diminishing your accomplishments. They need to feel like they're in control, like they're the ones who decide how others perceive you. Another tactic they use is making you feel guilty or indebted to them. They might do something nice for you and then bring it up later as a way of manipulating you. For example, if they once helped you out in a tough situation, they might later say, I've always been there for you when you needed me, but I feel like you're never there for me. It's a way of making you feel like you owe them something, even if you've done nothing wrong. It's all about keeping you under their influence, making you feel like you need to prove your loyalty to them. You might also notice that they are quick to judge or criticize others, often under the guise of being honest or straightforward. They'll say things like, I'm just telling you this because I care, but their words are laced with negativity. They do this to make themselves seem like the voice of reason, the one who sees things clearly while subtly undermining others. They want to be the person everyone trusts and confides in because that gives them more power and control. The reality of a two-faced friend is that they don't know how to be genuinely supportive or happy for others. They are constantly comparing themselves to everyone around them and feel threatened by anyone they perceive as doing better than them. Instead of lifting others up, they prefer to tear them down in small, almost imperceptible ways. They thrive on the drama they create and the control they feel by playing people against each other. It's only when you take a step back and look at the bigger picture that you can start to see the pattern. A two-faced friend is at their core someone who is deeply insecure. They put on a mask to hide their own fears and insecurities, projecting an image of confidence and loyalty that doesn't match their true nature. They crave validation and attention, and they will do whatever it takes to get it, even if it means betraying the very people they pretend to care about. It's a sad and toxic way to live, but for them it feels like the only way to maintain a sense of control and superiority. The promise maker is a type of person who can be incredibly convincing and charismatic. They are the ones who speak with grand visions, paint elaborate pictures of the future, and make you believe that anything is possible. They fill you with hope and excitement because they make promises that sound too good to be true, and often they are. These people thrive on their ability to inspire others with their words, creating a sense of anticipation and expectation. But when it comes time to actually follow through on their commitments, they rarely deliver. The promise maker is someone who talks a big game but struggles to turn their words into action. What makes promise makers so tricky to deal with is their genuine enthusiasm when making these promises. When they say they'll do something, they often seem like they really mean it. They might promise to help you out with a project, to introduce you to important people, or to support you in times of need. They say it with such confidence and conviction that you can't help but believe them. In the moment, their sincerity seems real, and you feel a sense of relief thinking you have someone reliable by your side. However, as time goes on, you start to notice a pattern. Despite their words, nothing materializes. Excuses begin to surface, and the promises they made start to fade into the background. One of the common traits of promise makers is that they are very good at making excuses. When they fail to deliver on what they said they would do, they always have a reason. It could be that something unexpected came up, they were too busy, or they had other priorities. They'll say things like, I was going to get to it, but I got caught up with something else, or I really wanted to help, but I've been overwhelmed. These excuses might seem reasonable at first, but when they happen repeatedly, you start to realize that they are a consistent pattern rather than isolated incidents. The promise maker is constantly finding new reasons for why they couldn't follow through, never taking full responsibility for their lack of action. This behavior often stems from a desire to please others or to appear more capable than they actually are. Promise makers want to be liked, admired, and seen as helpful. They might have good intentions when they make these promises, genuinely wanting to fulfill them. But they overcommit themselves because they want to be seen as dependable, even if they lack the time, resources, or ability to meet the commitments they set. They are often people pleasers, afraid to say no because they don't want to disappoint anyone. Instead, they make promises they can't keep, setting up unrealistic expectations for themselves and others. The impact of having a promise maker in your life can be significant. At first, you might feel optimistic and hopeful when they tell you they'll take care of something or help you out. You start to make plans based on their word, relying on their promises to guide your decisions. But as time goes on and those promises remain unfulfilled, you begin to feel frustrated, let down, and even betrayed. You may find yourself making excuses for them, thinking that maybe this time will be different, that they'll actually come through. But more often than not, they don't, leaving you to pick up the pieces. The danger of a promise maker is that they can create a false sense of security. You start to believe that you have someone in your corner, someone who will step in when you need them. But when the time comes, they're nowhere to be found. It's a painful realization because you may have invested time, effort, and emotion based on their assurances. This can be especially damaging in business or professional settings where missed deadlines, unfulfilled commitments, and broken promises can have serious consequences. And you might have counted on them for an important task or a project only to be left scrambling to find an alternative solution at the last minute. The promise maker can also be exhausting to deal with on a personal level. You might find yourself constantly waiting for them to deliver, giving them chance after chance because they always seem so earnest and apologetic when they fail. They might say things like, "I'm so sorry I couldn't make it happen this time, but I promise I'll make it up to you." They might even double down on their initial promises, offering even bigger and better commitments in an attempt to compensate for their earlier failures. But this only perpetuates the cycle, setting you up for more disappointment in the future. Over time, you start to lose trust in the promise maker. You begin to see their words as empty, devoid of the weight and reliability that true promises should carry. It becomes harder and harder to take them seriously, no matter how convincing they sound. You start to tune out when they speak because you know that their track record shows a consistent lack of follow-through. Even if they make new promises with the same enthusiasm, you've learned to protect yourself from getting your hopes up again. You might continue to associate with them out of obligation or familiarity, but the trust you once had is no longer there. The challenge with dealing with a promise maker is deciding when to stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. It's easy to get caught in a cycle of hoping that this time will be different, that they'll finally follow through on what they said they would do. But at some point, you have to accept that their pattern of behavior is unlikely to change. It's a hard pill to swallow because we all want to believe that people can grow, learn, and improve. However, without a significant shift in their approach to commitments, the promise maker is likely to continue disappointing those around them. Understanding this type of person is crucial because it allows you to set boundaries and manage your expectations. When you recognize the signs of a promise maker, you can start to protect yourself from the disappointment and frustration they often bring. You learn to rely less on their words and more on actions, understanding that promises are easy to make but difficult to keep. In the end, it's not about what someone says they will do, but what they actually do that defines their character and earns your trust. When it comes to trust, one of the most important lessons is to judge people by their actions, not their words. It's easy for someone to say all the right things, to make promises and assurances, but what truly matters is what they do when it comes time to act. Words are powerful, and they can easily create an illusion of sincerity, competence, or loyalty. However, it's the consistency and alignment of actions with those words that reveal a person's true character. In our daily lives, we often encounter people who talk a big game. They declare their intentions, make commitments, and assure us of their reliability. But when we take a closer look, their actions frequently tell a different story. We've all met people who say they'll support us no matter what, who promise to be there when times get tough. They talk about loyalty, friendship, and being there through thick and thin. But when the situation shifts, when challenges arise or things don't go as planned, their actions betray their words. They might distance themselves, make excuses, or disappear altogether. It's easy to claim loyalty and support in good times when everything is going smoothly. But true character is revealed when circumstances are difficult. If a person's actions consistently fail to align with their promises, then their words are meaningless. In relationships, both personal and professional, this discrepancy between words and actions can be particularly damaging. For example, in a work environment, you might have a colleague or a manager who constantly speaks about teamwork, collaboration, and mutual respect. They might use buzzwords like open communication and team spirit in meetings, painting a picture of an inclusive, supportive environment. But when it comes down to it, they don't follow through. They make decisions without consulting the team, ignore feedback, and prioritize their own interests over the collective good. The gap between what they say and what they do erodes trust. The team starts to realize that those words were just a performance, a way to gain favor or maintain an image rather than a reflection of genuine intent. In friendships, this can be even more personal. A friend might tell you that they'll always be there for you, that you can count on them no matter what. They might offer their help, promise to show up when you need them, or say they'll support you in your endeavors. Yet when the time comes for them to fulfill those promises, they're nowhere to be found. Maybe they make last-minute cancellations or they forget entirely. Perhaps they're only available when it's convenient for them or when there's something in it for them. Over time, you start to notice that their actions don't match their words. They say they care, but their behavior suggests otherwise. It's in these moments of inconsistency that you see their true colors. This pattern is not just limited to friendships and work relationships, but can also be seen in romantic relationships. A partner might say they love you, that they're committed to you, and that they want to build a future together. They might shower you with sweet words and declarations of affection, but love is more than just words. It's expressed through actions, through the everyday efforts to show up for each other, to care for one another, and to make sacrifices. If a partner's actions consistently fail to reflect their words, if they don't make time for you, don't prioritize your needs, or don't follow through on their commitments, then those words of love and commitment lose their value. The relationship becomes one-sided, with one person constantly giving and the other failing to reciprocate in meaningful ways. The saying, actions speak louder than words, exists for a reason. Words are easy to say. They require little effort, and they can be crafted to fit any situation. But actions require follow-through, effort, and often sacrifice. They require a person to put their intentions into practice, to align their behavior with their stated values and beliefs. It's much harder to fake consistent, genuine actions than it is to say what others want to hear. Over time, the truth reveals itself through behavior, and patterns emerge that are hard to ignore. The importance of prioritizing actions over words is crucial in maintaining healthy boundaries and protecting yourself from disappointment. When someone repeatedly fails to match their actions with their words, it's a sign that they may not be as reliable or trustworthy as they claim to be. Instead of getting caught up in what people say, start paying attention to what they do. Look at their track record. Do they follow through on their commitments? Do they show up when they say they will? Are they consistent in their behavior, even when it's inconvenient or challenging for them? These are the questions that can help you discern a person's true intentions and reliability. In essence, actions are the physical manifestation of a person's integrity. They show whether someone is willing to back up their words with real effort. It's easy to make promises and declarations, but it's in the doing that we see what a person truly values. Someone who consistently acts in alignment with their words is someone you can rely on, someone who values integrity and honesty. On the other hand, someone who frequently fails to follow through, whose actions contradict their words, is someone whose reliability is questionable. It's important to listen not just with your ears, but with your eyes. Pay attention to how people behave, especially in moments when it's not easy for them to do the right thing. It's in these moments that their true character is revealed. Words can be used to deceive, to manipulate, or to create a false image, but actions, especially those taken consistently over time, are much harder to fake. They provide a clear picture of a person's priorities, their level of commitment, and their true intentions. When you start focusing on actions rather than words, you begin to see people for who they truly are, rather than who they present themselves to be. The manipulator is a person who can be incredibly difficult to identify because they often present themselves as charming, caring, and genuinely interested in your well-being. However, their true intentions are far from benevolent. Manipulators are skilled at using people for their own gain. They are experts in the art of deception, using subtle and not so subtle tactics to control and influence others to achieve their goals. These people do not act out of goodwill or a desire to help, but instead exploit others to serve their own interests. The danger of manipulators lies in their ability to disguise their selfish motives behind a facade of support or love. One of the main tactics manipulators use is emotional manipulation. They are very good at understanding the emotions of others and using that knowledge to their advantage. They might play on your sympathy, guilt, or sense of obligation to get what they want. For instance, a manipulator might share a sob story to make you feel sorry for them, making you more likely to do something for them out of pity or a desire to help. They might say things like, "You're the only one I can count on," or "If you don't help me, I don't know what I'll do." These statements are designed to make you feel responsible for their well-being and in turn make it harder for you to say no. Manipulators also use flattery and charm as tools to get what they want. They may compliment you excessively, telling you how amazing, talented, or special you are. At first, it might feel good to receive such attention, but it's important to understand that these compliments are not genuine expressions of admiration. Instead, they are strategic moves to make you feel good about yourself so that you become more inclined to do what they ask. They create a sense of rapport and make you feel valued, only to use that positive feeling to influence your decisions. For example, they might say, "You're so good at this, I knew you were the perfect person to help me out with this project." The goal is to make you feel flattered and, as a result, more willing to agree to their requests. Another common strategy of manipulators is playing the victim. They often portray themselves as being misunderstood, mistreated, or unlucky in life. This tactic is designed to elicit sympathy and make you feel like you need to come to their rescue. By casting themselves as the victim, they shift the focus away from their own behavior and onto how others have wronged them. This makes it easier for them to justify their requests for help or support. They might say things like, "Nobody ever gives me a chance," or "I've been treated so unfairly." You're the only one who understands. The manipulator wants you to feel sorry for them so that you'll be more willing to offer your assistance. Manipulators are also skilled at using guilt as a weapon. They make you feel like you owe them something, even if you've done nothing wrong. They might remind you of a favor they did for you in the past, even if it was something minor or done years ago. The goal is to make you feel obligated to repay them, even if you didn't ask for their help in the first place. They might say, "Remember when I helped you move last year? I could really use your help now." Or, "I've always been there for you. I'm surprised you're not willing to help me out this one time." By using guilt, manipulators try to make it difficult for you to refuse their requests without feeling like a bad person. Another tactic manipulators use is gaslighting, a psychological strategy that involves making you doubt your own perceptions, memories, and reality. They will deny things they said or did, twist your words, or claim that you're overreacting or being too sensitive. For instance, if you confront a manipulator about something hurtful they said, they might respond with, "I never said that you're making it up or you're just imagining things." Over time, this tactic can make you question your own judgment and become more dependent on the manipulator's version of reality. Gaslighting is a particularly insidious form of manipulation because it undermines your confidence and sense of self, making you more vulnerable to the manipulator's influence. Manipulators also like to create a sense of urgency or pressure. They make it seem like you need to act quickly or that there's no time to think things over. This tactic is designed to prevent you from taking the time to consider your options carefully and to make you more likely to agree to their demands without fully understanding the consequences. For example, they might say, "I need you to decide right now." Or, "If you don't help me today, it'll be too late." By creating a sense of urgency, they limit your ability to make a rational decision and push you into doing what they want. One of the key characteristics of a gossip is their need for attention. They are often driven by the desire to be seen as someone who is in the know, someone with access to exclusive or secret information. They enjoy being the person others go to when they want the latest scoop, as it makes them feel important and relevant. This need for attention can be a red flag because it shows that they value the drama and excitement of spreading information more than they value the truth or the privacy of others. Their primary goal is to be the center of the conversation, even if it means sacrificing the trust of the people they are talking about. The problem with gossips is that they have no loyalty when it comes to sharing information. If they're willing to talk about others to you, then they're certainly willing to talk about you to others. It might start with small, seemingly harmless pieces of information, something as simple as a personal detail about a colleague or a mutual friend. They'll share it with you casually, often disguised as concern or as a way to bond with you. But this is a manipulation tactic. It's a way to gain your trust and get you to open up about your own life. They might say, I heard that Sarah is having trouble at home. Isn't that sad? Or did you know John is looking for a new job? Don't tell anyone, but I heard it from a reliable source. The gossip is fishing for information, trying to see what you know, and more importantly, trying to get you to share something they can use later. Gossips also tend to exaggerate or embellish the details of the stories they share. They are not concerned with the accuracy of the information, but rather with the reaction they can provoke. They might take a small piece of truth and inflate it into something much bigger and more dramatic. For example, they might hear that someone missed a day of work due to illness and turn it into a story about how that person is struggling with serious health issues or is on the verge of quitting. This kind of exaggeration makes their stories more interesting and more likely to be shared, creating a ripple effect of misinformation. Over time, these embellishments can lead to misunderstandings, damaged reputations, and conflicts that could have been avoided if the original information had been kept private or verified before being shared. The impact of a gossip can be devastating, particularly in close-knit communities or work environments. When a gossip spreads rumors, they create an atmosphere of mistrust and insecurity. People start to wonder what is being said about them behind their backs, leading to anxiety and strained relationships. In a professional setting, gossip can destroy team dynamics, create divisions, and lower morale. Colleagues who once worked well together may begin to doubt each other's intentions, become less open in their communication, and be more guarded in their interactions. The gossip's behavior creates a toxic environment where people feel unsafe sharing their thoughts, ideas, or concerns, fearing that anything they say could be twisted or used against them later. Another issue with gossips is their ability to spread misinformation quickly. In today's age of instant communication, rumors can spread like wildfire, especially when fueled by someone who has a talent for storytelling. The gossip's tales can quickly reach a wide audience, causing misunderstandings that may never be fully resolved. Once a piece of information is out there, especially if it's sensational or damaging, it's almost impossible to take it back. Even if the gossip later admits that they were wrong or that the story was exaggerated, the damage is often already done. The people involved may face unwarranted scrutiny, have their reputations tarnished, or experience personal and professional setbacks as a result of the rumors. To protect yourself from gossips, it's important to be cautious about what you share and with whom. Pay attention to how people talk about others when they're not around. If someone is quick to spread rumors or reveal private information about someone else, it's likely that they will do the same with anything you tell them. Be wary of people who seem eager to share secrets or who frequently talk about others in a negative light. Their willingness to betray the confidence of others indicates a lack of integrity and a pattern of behavior that is unlikely to change. In essence, the gossip prioritizes their own need for attention, control, and entertainment over the well-being and privacy of others. They are not trustworthy because their loyalty is only to themselves and the drama they create. It's crucial to recognize this behavior early and set firm boundaries to protect yourself from becoming their next topic of conversation. The opportunist is a type of person you should be very cautious about trusting. Opportunists are individuals who prioritize their own gain above everything else, and they will often go to great lengths to achieve their goals, regardless of the cost to others. They don't see relationships as mutual partnerships, but as stepping stones to their success. To an opportunist, people are assets, tools, or means to an end rather than individuals with their own needs, desires, and boundaries. This self-serving mentality makes them unreliable and even dangerous to trust because their allegiance shifts with circumstances that benefit them the most. One of the defining characteristics of an opportunist is their ability to adapt quickly to different situations to exploit them for their own benefit. They are often very charming and skilled at presenting themselves in a way that aligns with what they think will get them ahead. This can make them appear helpful, friendly, and even selfless at times. However, this is usually a tactic to gain your trust and lower your defenses. They can seem like great allies when things are going well for them, but as soon as your usefulness to them wanes or a better opportunity arises elsewhere, they are quick to abandon ship. Their loyalty is always contingent on what they can gain from the situation. Opportunists are excellent at identifying the value that others bring to the table. They often target individuals who have resources, influence, or connections that they can tap into. For example, in a professional setting, an opportunist might gravitate towards someone with authority or someone who is well regarded in the organization. They'll make it seem as though they genuinely want to help or be part of the team, but their primary goal is to leverage that relationship for their own career advancement. They may offer to take on extra tasks, volunteer for projects, or go out of their way to flatter their boss. Not out of a genuine desire to contribute, but to position themselves for promotions, recognition, or other benefits. Once they have achieved their goal or extracted all the value they can, they move on, often leaving behind strained relationships or a team that feels used and manipulated. Opportunists are also very good at playing different roles depending on what suits their needs. They can be charismatic and outgoing in a social setting, winning over a crowd with their charm and wit. In other instances, they might present themselves as humble, hardworking, or even vulnerable, depending on what they believe will endear them to the people they want to impress. This flexibility in persona makes it difficult to pin down their true character because they are constantly shifting their behavior to fit the scenario. Their adaptability can be mistaken for resourcefulness or emotional intelligence, but it is actually a calculated strategy to maximize their own gain. A common tactic opportunists use is manipulating situations to create alliances that serve their interests. They might pit people against each other, spread rumors, or subtly influence conversations to position themselves favorably. By doing this, they create an environment where they appear indispensable or where others start to see them as a key player who needs to be kept happy. This manipulation isn't about helping anyone else, but rather about cementing their own power and influence. They might take credit for other people's ideas, subtly undermine their colleagues, or exaggerate their contributions to make themselves look more valuable. Opportunists are also masters of timing. They know when to make their move and when to hold back. If they see a chance to gain an advantage, they will seize it immediately, often without concern for the repercussions for others. For instance, in a workplace scenario, if they notice a coworker struggling with a task or project, instead of offering genuine assistance, they might use the opportunity to make themselves look better by pointing out the flaws in their coworker's work or by swooping in at the last minute to save the day and take the credit. This behavior can create a false impression of competence and reliability, masking their true opportunistic nature. Another key trait of opportunists is their tendency to drop people when they are no longer useful. They may be extremely friendly and accommodating as long as you have something they want, be it information, support, money, or access to other influential people. However, as soon as you no longer serve their needs, their demeanor can change drastically. They may become distant, uninterested, or even openly dismissive. This can be confusing and hurtful if you believe the relationship was based on genuine mutual respect and friendship. You might find yourself questioning what went wrong, only to realize later that the opportunist was never truly interested in you as a person, but only in what you could provide. Opportunists are not necessarily evil or malicious in their intent. They are primarily driven by self-interest. However, this focus on their own needs makes them fundamentally unreliable. They are willing to compromise the trust and well-being of others if it means getting ahead. This lack of integrity can leave a trail of broken relationships, disappointed colleagues, and betrayed friends. Recognizing the signs of opportunistic behavior early can help you avoid falling victim to their schemes. It's important to pay attention to patterns of behavior, particularly how they treat people when they believe no one is watching or when there is nothing to gain. Their true character is often revealed not when things are going well, but when they face situations where acting ethically would mean sacrificing their own advantage. In conclusion, understanding the types of people you should never trust is crucial to protecting yourself and your well-being. From the manipulator who seeks to control your emotions and decisions for their gain, to the gossip who thrives on spreading falsehoods and creating division, each type of person brings unique challenges. The opportunists who will use relationships as stepping stones to achieve their own success can leave a trail of broken trust in their wake. Recognizing these behaviors early on and learning to set clear boundaries is essential. Trust is a valuable thing, and it should never be given lightly to those who show no regard for your feelings, your time, or your interests. Surrounding yourself with people who demonstrate loyalty, integrity, and genuine care will create a strong support system that allows you to grow and thrive without fear of betrayal. Choose wisely, because the people you trust can either lift you up or hold you back. Thank you. Jai.